Well, good morning there, everybody. I hope you are all well and excited to create today. So it is my weekly layout video, and every week I hop on and just do a layout with you. If you're part of my Ashley's Scrappy VIPs, I actually give away prizes each week on there for people that complete this. You go into a drawing, and then I draw a winner every week. So make sure you go there and request to join. I would love to have you. So we are working on this lovely layout here. It's very Christmassy. However, I'm going to be working with the Poolside Paradise. So you'll see this in a couple of different ways today. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started, dive right in. Ha, no pun intended, but it was kind of funny. So I'm using my fun photos here from when we went camping with our small group at our local campground here, and I have a nice pool there, and of course none of us got it, and I was literally sitting there watching my kid, and so we were just taking pictures, and we had a goofy one, me and my daughter, so of course. Alright, so I naturally picked Poolside Paradise for this. There's a lot of mats involved in today's layout, so if you're trying to use up mats, great. This will work great for you. If you don't want to use mats, you can definitely tailor this to work with just paper. So I'll try to walk you through that too as we go. And then of course I got the fun stickers. I've used so much of this collection. I love it so much. It is all still available at the time of filming this, so you can run over and grab it if you like it. I do know the mats have sold out, however. But the stickers, papers, cute embellishments, those are all still up for grabs. So make sure you hop over there and get that if you are into it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So we just go down our instructions here, and these I got right off the Creative Memories website. I just put them into a neat, tidy little printable for you on my blog at scrappyandiknowit.com, and you can go over there and download that for this week. You'll find it in the title, Challenge 38. As I said, this goes with my group, so that's why they're called 38, because I do them throughout the year. So alright, so number one is use a piece of gold dots tonal paper as a base of this layout, and this is referring to theirs, and it's very hard to see, but there are gold dots behind these three pictures here. And I was looking at this and I was like thinking, okay, they're using an entire sheet of paper for that little segment. So I'm already going off the book here, and I am using just a white cover sheet from one of the old paperbacks as my base, and I'm just going to cover it. So I didn't want to use this entire sheet for that little segment on there. So that is what I'm doing. Okay, so as I build this, you're going to be like, wait, I thought this was a base. I changed it. Okay. So I'm just using this white piece. It's all going to be covered up. I just didn't want to use this entire sheet. So that's what I'm doing, just so you can follow my crazy logic. Alright, and then the next step, step 2 already, we're going to cut a 12x2 strip of navy graphic snowflakes paper, and that is up here at the very top. And then we're going to cut a 12x1 inch strip of the teal dust designer paper, and that's this right here. So as you can see, this has Santa and reindeer. I'm obviously doing pool theme, so I am going to use this sheet and do one side with this and one side with that. So first I am going to cut, which way did I want to do this with? I guess I can decide after I cut, maybe, because they're both the same. So I need 1 2-inch strips, and then I need another 1-inch strip. And you can use different papers for sure. I'm just doing the reverse side. It was 1 inch, right? I'm just doing the reverse side. And my husband's weed whacking, so I apologize if you can hear all that ruckus in the background. Alright, and I'm going to set this aside. So I have these, and this is essentially going to be this top border here. And I'm going to put a wave sticker over that, but I can do this if I want. Let's see, which do I prefer to do? That's cute. I might do it this way. I like that way the most. Hopefully you guys can see okay. It seems really dark. I set my tripod stuff up a little bit differently today, so hopefully it's not too dark for you. Okay, so then I'm going to take this and I am going to adhere it, and it's really hard to see on top of the same pattern there. And So what they had you do, if you're doing it like this, you cut your little part here, and then they had you take micro tip scissors. And as you can see, there's like this little curvature on the ends here. That was to match up with the sticker there. However, I guess have one straight sticker, so I'm not going to worry about cutting that curve. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this on. Mine's just going to be pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to put this right on my base here. Like so. And like I said, this entire white cover sheet is going to be covered up, and that's the only time I use these is if I just need to build a page on there or to cut things out of, you know. And I practice on them, and I will take my circles and cut little things out. So I use these cover sheets for many things, so I don't just throw them away. They are safe for photo keeping, so no worries there. All right, and then I got my stickers over here. I'm gonna use one of these waves. I'm afraid they're gonna get lost in there, but it should be okay. This one's super cute. I just like this layout because we didn't actually really get in the pool. We just kind of hung out around the pool. But those were fun times during our small group camping. That's like the only time we went to the beach or the pool was just to sit there and talk to each other. So super funny, but I love it. Okay, so we have that. It also wants you to top this with a border sticker on the bottom here. However, I'm going to wait to do that because I'm doing mine a little differently, and I'm adding this middle piece later, just because I'm not sure what size that's going to end up being. I want to build the rest first and then add that. So I'm going to add a sticker here later. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm hopping down to step 3 already. Actually, before I do step 3, there's a little piece here I missed. There's also this part here where it says cut 2 6x5 1/8 inch strips from the gingham variety mat. And they're talking about this gingham plaid look here. And we're going to make 2 strips if you want to use a mat. However, if you just want to do a piece of paper for that, you can just cut a 12 by 5/8 inch. It's just another way to use mats. And actually, I'm going to use this one for that. I do like this pool days cover, but I'm not using it for anything. So I'm going to cut out the 5-inch. And this mat is actually 6.5. It's not 6. So we're going to trim it down a little bit as well. So I'm going to go to the 5/8 and define 5/8. I'm going to go the other way because it's easier. Let's see here. So 5/8, we know that 1/2 an inch is 4/8, right? So 5/8 is going to be the next big line after the half. It's not that little one. That's one of the 16th lines. You're going to want the next big 1/8 line there. So that's how you know what 5/8 is. Which I don't feel bad if you didn't know. I didn't know. I just had to like really think hard about it. So we all learn things. And I'm just cutting one of my little strips. And I need another little 5/8 inch strip. So I'm going to cut it evenly. That way later when I go to use this mat, I will still have the title fairly centered. Okay. Oops. And I don't think I pushed hard enough. So that's where I'm just going to get my scissors and fix it. Too funny. I do that sometimes where I just don't think and I don't push it hard enough. And it's easily fixable, so no worries. Alright, so now I still have this cute title to use whenever, and I still could even use this for something else. So it's just another way to use mats, just for random things. So obviously this is going to be longer than 12 because this mat was 6.5. Oops, I left a little. So what I'm probably going to do is center these a little bit. Like so. And I'm just going to adhere them down. Center it a little bit. So if your mat's bigger, you can just do it like this. That way you know it's centered. Or you can just like let one run way off and just trim one side. That actually probably would have been smarter. But it's okay. And then I'm going to flip it over. I'm just going to trim off the excess. So again, going off book a little bit from our original instructions, but I just wanted to demonstrate how that's explained in there. So I know, like, I was looking at it, I was like, use a mat, what? And then I realized, oh, they cut the strips out of the mat because they like that more. And I actually shifted mine too much. Oops. Try to fix it there. Okay. So now I can go ahead and add that other sticker if I want to add one. I'm not sure what I want to do there, actually. I might wait a minute. I might add a strip of paper or a border or something. Or I could add the other, we'll see. I might go find another blue border sticker from somewhere. There's also these cute bubbles in, but those are going to be too big. Okay, so we're just going to move on until I figure out what I want to do with that. And usually I'll figure that out by the end. So make sure you guys can still see me. Perfect. Okay, so now we're on step 3. I jumped ahead of myself there. It says cut a 12x1/2 inch strip of teal dust designer paper and adhere along the bottom edge of the layout. So that's this down here. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think this through. So I always like jump into this a little bit. Yeah, sure, whatever works, it's fine. However, I do like this. It's gonna be very narrow. I actually have a scrap of this somewhere. Hold on. And this is the other side of the paper I'm gonna use for the middle. There we go. I know I had a scrap. Here it is. So I'm gonna use this, I think, because I need a little more, I'd like a little more variety happening on this page. So I'm gonna get my trimmer. And I'm gonna cut a 1/2 inch strip. It's already 12, so we're good there. And a 1/2 inch is right here. It's that first big line after the gray mat if you're using the CM trimmer. Love this trimmer. I'll say it every time. This trimmer is awesome. So, all right. So there we go. I'm going to use this little guy for down here. And this is one of those layouts, like you look at the example and you go, oh, that looks so complicated. In fact, this is one I never did because I was like, there's so many like different little pieces. And I tend to shy away from layouts like that because I get overwhelmed by them easily. But when I do go to do them and I get done with it, I'm like, oh, that wasn't that bad. And it's just because I followed the instructions, you know, each step. Because if I try to just recreate it without reading instructions, I'm like, wait, what piece is this? Is this part of this? Is the background paper this? I don't know. So I tend to like to know what I'm doing, obviously. And a lot of times I'll be rushing and look at layouts and go, oh, I can't do that. That looks too hard. Oh, I can't do that. It looks too hard before reading the instructions. So just know it's okay. If you just take it step by step, it usually is fine. It's not too complicated. There are some layouts that end up being complicated, and I get that. But you don't have to worry about it too hard. Okay, so right in here, hold on a second. This is still step 3. Cut a gingham variety mat in half and adhere to the layout as shown. So they're talking about these two pieces here. And I am actually going to use this wooden looking one. And again, I don't know if these are, it doesn't really say in the layout. I'm guessing they're 4x6. These mats are 6.5 by 4.5. So I might need to trim down a little bit. I'm not sure because these photos here are going to run into it if I don't. So we have 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so there's not going to be enough space there. So I'm going to have to trim these mats down a smidge, I believe, before I cut them or use them, which is a bummer, but it's okay. You just want to make sure you know what you're working with and all that. So I'm going to actually get my photo trimmer for this because I like to cut mats with my photo trimmer. And I'm going to make this 6 inches, but I'm going to leave it so that it is centered still, if that makes any sense. So like this is still in the center. So I'm going to cut, because it's 6.5, I need to cut like 1/4 off of each side. So we know that's 6.5, so this is 6.25. So I'm going to cut that. I'm going to flip it, and then I'm going to go down to 6 because that's the width we need. And then for this side, same thing. This is 4.5. We need it at 4 though. So over here, I'm going to look at my measurements, and I'm going to go down to 4.25, right? Yeah. When it comes to numbers, I have to make triple sure I'm good because I swear I'm number dyslexic and I look at numbers and they look like a different number to me, and then they end up being the other number, and I'm like, wait, how did that happen? So funny. And not at the same time, very frustrating. Okay, so now when I cut it in half, this should be 6 inches, right? Yep. So when I cut it in half, I'm going to cut it 3. Which it still looks, oh no, that's even. It's so funny. It just looked uneven to me. Okay, so now I have all these little strips. I'm probably going to pitch them because they're small, and I have a rule for what size I keep up to. And then this guy, I'm going to have to use him somehow too. And I'm guessing this one's also a 3. It's supposed to be a 6x4. So we're going to do the same situation here. Trim here. And then we're going to trim again here. And then to make it 6, I'm going to go to the 6 1/4. And then to the 6. That way we know now it is 6x4. Okay, so these mats are slightly bigger. Make sure you know what sizes you're working with, and then get them to the size you need, and that is very attainable by simply you know, trimming them down evenly is what I say for that. That way you know exactly what you're getting when you're done. Okay, so now we're going to adhere these onto here. And I'm going to go ahead and just do my bigger one now as well, even though I haven't gotten that far in the instructions. This is me jumping ahead. Okay, perfect. I think it's cute. All right. Here a wavy navy border sticker. Okay, so we have another border sticker right here that I can add something here later. I don't know if I will. We'll see what happens. I might dig up some other stickers and see if I can find different blues or something to use for a border sticker. These are probably the stickers that came with this Christmas collection at the time. Okay, so next we have step 4. Yep. So cut a 2.5 by 3.5 piece of navy graphic snowflake paper, and that's what they're doing to decorate this mat here. So I could do that, or I could just decorate on top of it, because I have these really cute embellishments that I'm digging right now. And I thought about layering like a half circle. I'm going to play with this and see what I think. Usually I embellish after I go off camera because I get so bent out of shape about what I'm doing. Actually, this one's really cute. Maybe I'll do that one. And I don't want to like drag you guys into my indecisive craziness. So if you've ever watched me before, you know I get very indecisive, and I'm like, ah, and I stress out, and I'm like, what if it's not good? Because I stressed out and just went with it. And, you know how it is. Maybe you don't, and you're like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. I envy you. But I am gonna go ahead and decorate this. The point of this step is just to decorate this side of the mat. That way you don't just have 2 blank sides going on. So I'm gonna journal in this one, decorate this one, maybe make a title out of it. That way we know what we're doing. Good times and tan lines. That's hilarious because we're all wearing t-shirts, which is so funny. We're not those kind of girls. We just go and we hang out and talk. We're moms, okay? I like soak up the fun. That's cute. Otherwise, there are like some cute titles in here too, and I think this is where I want my title. So if you have the Poolside Paradise, you know that the embellishments are so cute, and I love them all. I've used so many of them already. I'm like down to nothing left here. So these lanterns are so fun, but there weren't lanterns there. I'll probably hang on to those for something else. Kind of like this number, but I almost want to put my photo on first because I think they're going to overlap a little bit. So I'm probably going to do that. And that's probably in this step as well. I'm going to add decorate Christmas tree with stickers, journal in the other one. Doesn't say, does it say put a photo on there? Oh, it says tap with a, it's like the last thing. top with a 5 3/8 by 3 3/8 photo. Oh, these measurements, I tell you. All right, so we're gonna trim this down. And this photo is not a true 4 by 6. It's different. So I'm just gonna cut off this white part first. So we need 5 3/8, which it's almost already there, if not. So 5, and then we look at the big line trimmer. So 3/8 is gonna be before the half, because 4/8 is half, right? So 1, 2, 3. So we need it. It's already there. Look at that. These photos, I know the size now. It's so funny. And we need a 3 3/8. So obviously I'm going to cut this way. So we're going right before the half, the big line before the half. Okay. Look at that. Easy peasy. And I'm going to adhere this on here and then decorate this side because they're going to overlap a bit. And I want my photo obviously on the bottom layer there, so it doesn't look crazy. You know my pages. Sometimes they end up crazy and you're like, what in the world? And I'm like, what in the world, I should say. Okay. So we're going to layer these on now. It's kind of fun to decorate, you know, your little pieces here. I love embellishments. I think they're so cute. Especially these ones. These were some of my favorite ones for the year so far. This and like Croptoberfest and the fall ones lately have been my favorite. These have been my tops. So do I want pool vibes or do I want another title? Let's see. I feel like I need some other color worked in here. Soak up the fun is cute because that yellow's in there. You know what? I'm going to do that because that's kind of what we're doing here. We're soaking up my kid having fun. I just love these ladies. They like follow me everywhere. When I go, even down to the pool where my kids play. So I'm like, you don't have to, and they always do, and we all chat, and it's fun. I might add some of these little bubbles just for added things. I'm trying to think how to layer this so it looks different. I think like that's good. All right, so I got my little fun here. I'm gonna journal later. I don't like journaling in a live because, or in a recording, because I get stressed out and then I mess up. So, okay. So now I can figure out what the measurement is of this middle piece here, because remember I need to add that since I didn't use that as my background. So I'm gonna put, excuse me, I'm gonna put my paper here, or my layout on top of my 13 by 13 mat and just center it perfectly. And I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4.5. I'm gonna go just over 4.5 inches for my strip of that. Let me grab that paper I'm gonna use. Grab my trimmer. I'm gonna keep my photo trimmer still handy. So here's 4.5. I'm probably gonna go to like 4 3/4. It looks so small. I'm scared. Okay. Every time I trim things, I'm like, oh, is it gonna fit? Oh yeah, we're good. Okay. And so I'm gonna layer probably a little bit underneath those strips as well. I love this paper. It's so cute. I've bought in Poolside Paradise like twice now, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have to buy it at least one more time before it goes away, if it ever goes, you know. Well, they all go eventually. Actually, I don't mind that layered on top of there. You can pull this up and layer it, but I think that's going to help keep my strips down better. So there we go. This is essentially my background paper, but I didn't use a whole sheet. So that's how I work around not using up a whole sheet. And now I still have all of this that I can use for another project. So it just helps me save paper, and you can do it however you want. If you want to keep it simple, use it as a background paper. I don't care. Just showing you another way. All right, so then step 5, which is pretty much our last step other than decorating, we're going to crop 3 photos to 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So me and my daughter's goofy face. I love it. We like to make funny faces in the camera. She'd probably kill me if she knew I used this photo here in a video. But that's okay. If you've had daughters, you understand. Oh, too funny. 3 3/4. Okay. This one I'm gonna have to cut off some legs. It'll be okay though. 3 3/4. And 3 3/4. And then this one, the pool had to close due to a little one having, we'll say, an accident in the pool. That was entertaining. We're like, oh, okay. And it was closed like the whole rest of the day. It was crazy. So of course we had to get a picture of the sign because, you know, actually all the ladies in these photos with me, they scrapbook. So we get it. We all had to share that photo with each other to put it in our scrapbook. So here I am finally documenting it. Okay, and I think I want to layer them like that and they're going to work out just fine. Look at that. And then I'm going to adhere these on. Usually I start with the center because then I can center the other ones around it, but I got a little reckless there. Okay, and there we go. So that's essentially our page. I'm just going to add some other little things. I could add pool vibes up here actually. There's another little title. So I'm going to decorate a little bit. I will make sure this is posted in my VIP group and on my blog and on the thumbnail of this YouTube. So if you've watched the whole time, thank you for watching. I am looking forward to finishing this page and getting it in my scrapbook. I love this collection. It just plays so nice together and it's just so fun. So I would love to see what you guys do. So definitely hop on over and join my Facebook group. You'll have to request to join so you can get in on the prizes. And make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Would love to have you a part of that because not only do I do layouts, but I show tips and tricks. And I also give you sneak peeks of product coming. So you'll want to follow that so you get to see all the fun stuff. All right. So thanks for watching, y'all. I hope you have a great rest of your day and take care.